Hello everybody, this is a review for 2018 Gibson Les Paul Worn, W-O-R-N. They come in what's called a Worn Bourbon and a Worn Cherry, cherry being more red than the brown bourbon. On a review of the guitar, fantastic entry level if you ever want to own a Gibson and you can't seem to afford one. This might be your very first choice or your entry into getting one. I am so happy and so pleased to finally have myself a real Gibson guitar. Everything I heard about them is spot on, even to the point of where Gibson has a smell to their guitars. So let's get to the review. Well under $1,000 Canadian on sale. Normally it is right around $1,000 price point. The guitar itself, missing the reason why it's an entry level. It's a real Gibson. Got your Gibson, got some solid humbuckers in there. Beautiful bridge, saddle, tuners, the whole 9 yards. The quality of the guitar is fantastic. When Gibson makes a guitar, before it leaves their shop, it goes through a rigmarole of a checklist, and they take a baby picture of your guitar before it leaves on the last checkpoint they're at, and that's where it was at, the last station. That's called the baby picture. Picture goes with the guitar, stays with the guitar forever. Along with the Gibson guitar, you get Gibson cases. Gibson will always come with a case. You get like a studio or standard, you get a hard case. You get a bit lower like this, a standard or a junior, you're probably going to get what they call a soft or a gig bag. This ain't your your average gig bag. This is heavy duty. It's almost like a punching bag, this thing. The padding on it is phenomenal. On top of it, you get an owner's manual. Something I've never had with a guitar before. And I think this is fantastic. So I treated this owner's manual like I did back in the day when I first got my first record or my LP. Read every single word on the back of it, learned all the lyrics to the songs. In the owner's manual, here's the strangest thing. They tell you to use on a Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul, you should be using 10 gauge strings. Gibson makes strings in like 4 different gauges. So you have 09s, you have 10s, 11s, and 12s. 09s being your thinnest, 12s being your thickest gauge. So they recommend that you use, and I have bought these myself, Gibson, see right underneath my finger, the 10. That is what they recommend for all Gibson Les Pauls. Now they make an 09, which is a thinner one for the odd guitarist who likes to have that thinner, wants that little extra bend. But really the 09s are made for like an SG. So the Les Paul, they recommend in the owner's manual, this is the best string to use for. Yet, when Gibson sends you the guitar, you're getting 09s on them. How do I know this? Because they threw in an extra set, which they always do, along with a Gibson guitar strap. Not this one, by the way. And that's the 09s. So that's the package they throw in with the bag when you get your guitar. Telling me that's what they have on the guitar. Not too much wrong with that, even if you're not into a thinner gauge string. The only problem I have with it is my G string seems to want to slip a little bit. And I don't mean the one I'm wearing. I mean my 3rd string up here. And from checking out a lot of reviews and stuff like that, I'm sure I'm going to have no problem once I put the 10s on here. I'm just still breaking in the guitar, so I haven't put them on yet. On top of it, when you get your guitar, the fretboard, it's a rosewood fretboard. Very, very dry. It even looks dry. I highly, highly recommend treat your fretboard. I have a great lemon oil here. D'Addario makes it. It's not very expensive, but that's what I put on my fretboard, and it's given it a nice, beautiful, darker color, making it a lot smoother, taking that dryness out of it. Still a couple of more coats, and I think this fretboard is good to go. But again, I highly recommend that. Now we'll get to the actual sound test. Now in the sounds of this, I'm using nothing spectacular. I have a Digitech RP55 guitar processor. It's just foot pedals. I paid like $70 for it for 80 different foot pedal sounds to give you an idea of what sort of quality my processor is. You can't get any cheaper than that. I'm also using a very, very small amplifier, a Fender amplifier. That's it. So there's nothing special in that. My microphone don't have any special sound effects on it or nothing like that. But we're going to go through and give it a little bit of sound. And this is not to demonstrate my playing. Through some guitar pedal, keep hitting it up to another sound. Get an idea what it sounds like. Very bright on the bridge. I think that's the bridge. That's the neck. Like the cleaner sound? There you go. Maybe a little out of tune. What do I think of the guitar? You cannot go wrong. Gibson, you can't beat it. Smells like a Gibson, got all the traits of a Gibson. Don't ever get fooled and go buy yourself a Gibson or anything like that. Make sure you get the real deal. Help support my neighbors in America. That came on my guitar. I'm proud of it. So very, very, very happy of it. Again, you can't go wrong. You want your best guitar. Once you get a Gibson, it's hard to want something else. I hope you liked the review. Go ahead, leave a comment below. Subscribe if you want. Be putting on lots of videos of me playing this baby. Her name is Tootsie. I call her Tootsie. Again, my friend Philip Cochran gave a great analogy as to why do we call them girls' names? Because if you ever lose it, or she breaks or she goes wrong on you, she breaks your heart. Because you do fall in love with these. I've yet to have any guitar own one, anything like this. I had a Epiphone Les Paul Standard. Fantastic, fantastic guitar. I gave it off to my son. Had some fantastic sound. I know the difference. There is a difference between a Gibson and a not Gibson. And so, nothing but thumbs up for the Gibsons.